Hello, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Kiri, and I'd like to present to you a Stamina Templar build video for the Dragon Bones patch. Now, I have another Stamina Templar build video on my channel, and it's still very useful, it's still very effective, but I'm always looking for ways to improve, upgrade, and tweak builds, even if they're my own. And I think I found a new favorite build for this patch. It is more single target, so it works very well for 1vx, BGs, and even small group play. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share it with you all. Let's get into the build. First of all, we are an orc. That's our race. You can go red guard if you would like. You lose a little bit of damage as red guard, get some more sustain. That's an okay trade though. But I think orc is definitely the way to go for Stamina Templar. The food that we're using is lava foot soup and saltras, which gives you max stamina and stam recovery. It doesn't give you max HP like your traditional foods. That's okay. We're going to be getting HP through other ways, such as attribute points. We still have 8 points here into HP, as opposed to just dumping everything into stamina. We get about an extra 1000 HP. We're also getting HP through having triglyphs on our armor, and through the orc passive, 6% more HP. The Mundus we're using is the Warrior Mundus Stone, and the sets that we're wearing, 2-piece blood spawn as our monster set. I feel like this is going to be the best monster set that a Stamina Templar can be able to utilize for this patch. But if you're going to be playing no CP, such as Battlegrounds or no CP campaign, definitely consider running Zon. You don't really see this set too much on stamina tunes, but it does do flame damage. There is no CP to mitigate flame damage in Battlegrounds. There are no CP, so if this procs on any target, it's going to be definitely very, very hard to survive if you've got bleeds layered on top of them, on top of the Zon, such as Rending Slashes, Power of the Light, your Axe Bleeds, Jabs, or even Dawnbreakers. It'll be a very hard-hitting set. It's hard to get away from too because of the insane mobility that Stamina Templar has, and you're always outputting snares. So that's a good set to consider if you're playing Battlegrounds. I definitely run it. So the rest of the sets is 5 Impreg Armor. On the body, and all the sets, all the gear is going to be Impenetrable. All triglyphs on the armor as well. If you can't afford all triglyphs, that's okay. Maybe buy 2 or 3. They can be a little expensive. Just put them on the big pieces, such as the head, the chest, and the legs. And then you can just put HP, 2 HP, and then 2 stamina. You'll get similar results. The other sets we're wearing is Agility, all robust, all weapon damage, master weapons on our front bar. This is our secret weapon here for Stamina Templar. Nirnhone Disease, main hand, and then offhand Infused Oblivion. You can have weapon damage instead of disease if you would like. I just prefer disease due to major defile. Now, you can run any combination of weapons. I was fortunate enough to get axe and dagger, which is my personal preference. But as long as you have 1 axe, you're good. You just need at least 1 axe, and then you can have anything else. You can have a mace, sword, or 2 axes, etc. And then on your back bar, you already have 5-piece Impreg on the body, so this can be a no set item. It can be whatever set you want. I just happen to have another Impreg Armor battle axe. So as long as it's a defending, absorb stamina battle axe, you're good to go. It does not necessarily have to be a set piece. Reason why we're wearing master weapons on our front bar. As a Stamina Templar, you already have a lot of points into Thaumaturge, the CP tree that increases dot damage. Why? Because it's increasing your biting jabs damage and your Dawnbreaker dots. You're benefiting a lot from this, but your bleeds are also benefiting a lot from this. I'll show the rest of the CP in a second. If you already have a lot of points into Thom, you might as well have hard-hitting dots. Bleed damage ignores resistances. So that means this damage is good for whatever target you're hitting. They can have max resist, low resist. It's still going to be hitting very hard regardless of how much resistances they have. And it's very cheap to apply Rending Slashes on the target. What is it? 1,500 stamina. Very cheap ability, and you can apply it to more than 1 target. It's hard hitting. You're getting a lot of effectiveness out of low costing abilities. If you layer dot damage on top of on top of upfront burst damage, it is a deadly combo and a good playstyle. You've got dot sticking, power of light, jabs, dawnbreaker, all hitting. It's very hard to survive that. Definitely very hard to survive that. We are running 5 Impreg. I have tried fortified brass for a very long time, as well as Impreg. And I do want to say that I feel tankier in Impreg armor. Not only that, mathematically, Impreg armor is going to be, on average, doing slightly more damage mitigation than fortified brass against your average cyrodiil player. That's not to say that fortified brass is obsolete, but it is going to be but Impreg is going to have a slight advantage over fortified brass. The 2, 3, and 4 piece also give you max resources, so you're going to be getting free max magicka and free max stamina just from switching from fortified brass to Impreg armor. Crit resist is one of the highest scaling stats that there is in the game. We have 4,800. There is no soft cap and there is no hard cap. 3,300 is rumored to be the hard cap or soft cap. That's not true. You can stack this up. As long as the enemy has at least 70% crit damage, you're going to be good. I'm not talking about crit, I'm talking about crit damage. You already get 50% from base, and then most players have at least 20% in CP, or they get 10% in addition to that from class passes, such as Nightblades and Templars. 4,800 is a comfortable level. It's about 70% additive damage mitigation to crits. So we are running 5-piece medium armor on the body, and then 2 heavy. The chest and the head is my preference for heavy. And so let's look at the stats here real quick. If I was in a duel, first of all, these are the skills, but let's show the stats here in a second. I'll show the skills. With rally up, our weapon damage is 4k. If you had a weapon damage glyph, this will jump up to 4.5k. Bleeds are hitting still very hard, which doesn't show on your tooltip for stats. Max stamina is 33k, almost exactly. You're gonna be getting more stamina than the previous builds, such as automaton, which definitely counts. About 18,000 HP, which is about 23.6 in cyrodiil, and then about 14,000 max magicka. This is a lot more than most Stamina Templars because of your triglyphs, so you're going to be able to purge a bit more than the average Stamina Templar. Now your crit is 44%. Stam recovery, 1400. It's a little on the low side, but this is definitely a comfortable level that most experienced Stamina Templars run at. Now, if you're new to Stamina Templar, or if you're medium tier at Stamina Templar, that's okay. There's a very easy way to get more sustain. All you have to do is change one of your weapon damage glyphs on your jewelry to recovery, and you jump up to almost 1,650, which is relatively more comfortable. On your back bar, if you have repentance, it's going to be almost 1,800 recovery. Now, if you feel like if that's still not enough recovery for you, you can always switch the Warrior Mundus Stone out for the Serpent Mundus Stone, and keep your 3 weapon damage glyphs on your jewelry. Front bar, you're going to have 17.5 or about, and then on your back bar, almost 1900 recovery. So let's get into the skills. For open world, the skills that we're going to be running is biting jabs, or our biting jabs, binding javelin, rending slashes, resolving vigor, deadly cloak, Dawnbreaker is smiting, back bar, extended ritual, restoring focus, repentance, rally, shuffle, and remembrance. For duels, instead of open world and battlegrounds, you don't need repentance in duels, so I just put power of the light on there. And on our front bar, instead of deadly cloak, I put rearming trap. Very effective setup. Now, if you want power to the light for open world, definitely you can throw that on your front bar instead of deadly cloak. It's still a very good skill. In my opinion, I just think it's the single target 6-second delay might be a little too slow because it's delayed, as opposed to single target abilities such as rending slashes, which act immediately. You don't need to wait for it to pop. So that's the skills. Now let's get into the CP. Well, let's start with the blue tree first of all. And I showed a little bit of this, but again, a lot of points into Thom. You can just pause the video if you need to. 34 Master at Arms and none into Blessed. You can pump that up if you would like, though. I like to have at least 75 into the CP tree here, the Steed Mundus, or the Steed CP tree, due to this CP passive, and then you definitely want to unchain, so at least 120 into this CP tree. 15 quick recovery, and at least 120 into this CP tree to get the war mount passive, so you don't get knocked off your mount. That's my personal preference. That's the rest of the CP. Okay, and that's pretty much, that's the CP, the sets, the skills, and then the pots we're using as immovable pots. Might have nerfed them a little bit, but I still feel like the speed and the immovability is still going to be the most effective pot that the Stamina Templar can utilize. And if you guys have any questions on the build, definitely drop them in the comment section below. If you guys want to learn how to duel on Stamina Templar, check out my tip video on my channel. It's very short, less than 5 minutes. Check that out for tips on Stamina Templar. It's not just dueling, it's open world and how to fight different classes, etc. Unique video. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.